I noticed that the Darkmoon Faire is coming soon, so it's time to review the rogue cards. Starting off, we have the 2 mana 3/2 Foxy Fraud. This is quite the card. For 2 mana, you get your next combo card this turn costs 2 less. So you basically get a 3/2 for 0 mana, and many combo cards in Rogue are quite good. Of course, this is great with Edwin, but there's just so many more you can think of. I think this is a very strong card. It's an easy 5 across the board, just so powerful for a class that relies on tempo. Moving along, we have Sweet Tooth, 3/2 that's not as good. This is okay, you know, it's not terrible, but most of the time it's a 2 mana 3/2, and by the time you get the 5/2, I mean, it is 4 mana 5/2, but we already have that, right? Or is that a 5? We have the Reborn for 5 mana. So I don't think it's worth it. I don't think you need this. It's a 1 across the board for me. 3, maybe like a 3 out of 5 for card quality, but a 1 in meta relevance. This is the corrupted version. Next up, we have Swindle, a 2 mana spell. 2 mana spell that draws a spell and combo draws a minion. This is quite useful because it tutors certain cards. It's also 2 mana draw 2 most of the time. You could use this you could play Foxy Fraud and then Swindle and then draw a spell and a minion really early on. That's really strong. I think just 2 mana draw 1 is not bad. 2 mana draw 1 that's a target effect is sometimes better, and 2 mana draw 2 with specific targeted minions and spells is quite good. I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5 in card quality and a 5 out of 5 in meta relevance. I think Rogue will absolutely have a tier 1 deck. Maybe it's a tempo deck, maybe it's a Galakron variation, but it's there. Cloak of Shadows, however, is a 3 mana spell that gives you hero stealth for 1 turn, which I don't think is that impactful. I don't think it's worth 3 mana, and for that reason, I think it's an easy 1-star across the board. Shadow Clone is a 2 mana secret. It's cool to see Rogue getting more secrets. After a minion attacks your hero, you summon a copy of it with stealth. So it's kind of like the 3 mana secret for Mage, Mirror Entity, where you summon a minion, except it's the minion that attacks. So of course they can kind of play around it in the same way you can play around Mirror Entity, but you could end up getting a pretty big minion, and it makes them not want to attack face, which I think is decent. Still, I'm not sure Rogue runs this. It's tricky. I think there are the secret synergies. I'm going to give this a 3 across the board. I think it's quite a decent card, but I'm not sure where it goes right now. Excuse me. Next up, we have another insane card. They really like the 3/2s this set. This is 2 mana 3/2. Return a friendly minion to your hand. It costs 1 this turn. Holy crap, am I glad that Leroy Jenkins is not in standard anymore. But sorry to all the wild players. This is another insane card. It's Youthful Brewmaster on steroids. It gives a minion a huge discount. Any minion that has a really strong effect when you play it is going to be way better when you can just pick it up and play it again for 1. So this is a crazy card. It's an easy 5 across the board. I just cannot wait to play Rogue and play against this and be like, oh no. But it's such a good card. I'm sure it's going to enable a lot of fun archetypes. It's definitely quite cool. Next up, we have Malevolent Strike, which is 5 mana to destroy a minion. Costs 1 less for each card in your deck that didn't start there. I think this is interesting. It has some synergy with Ticketmaster, which is further down the line. I'm not so sure about this. It's funny how, Assassinate is obviously not play, but you might be able to make this cost like 2 or even 3. 2 mana destroy a minion, that's pretty good, right? 1 mana destroy a minion, that's excellent. But, I don't know, Rogue is able to do that in a lot of different ways. You have to set it up so that you get the extra cards. I'm not convinced that this is going to be run just because I think Rogue has a lot of other good cards. So I'm going to give this a 3 in card quality and a 2 in meta relevance. I just don't think it's going to make the cut. Next up, we have Grand Empress Scheck Zara. This is a 6 mana 5/7 that lets you discover a card in your deck and you draw all copies of it. So on the surface, it seems like a 6 mana draw 2, but a lot of the times, if you're playing Rogue and you're duplicating certain cards, or maybe you've Ticketmastered in some stuff or whatever, then it's drawing a lot more, and it could be very powerful. It could be like way more cards. Maybe you play Kobold Lackey and you play the Togwaggle thing that duplicates it, and you get a bunch of Kobold Lackeys in your hand, and you can just burst them all down. There's a lot of cool ways that this would just be really powerful. I think it's Togwaggle Scheme is the name of the card. So I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 across the board. I think you're going to figure out a way to use it. Most of the time, though, it's going to be a 6 mana, draw a card that you need, draw 2 cards that you need, maybe more. It's solid, very solid. Ticketmaster. This is a 3-mana 4/3 with Death Rattle. Shuffle 3 tickets into your deck. When drawn, summon a 3/3 plush bear. Reminds me very much of Faldore Strider, which was a battle cry that shuffled 4/4 spiders into your deck. This is similar, 1 less mana, it's a Death Rattle, and they're 3/3s instead of 4/4s. Does it being a Death Rattle make it significantly worse? Maybe, if it was silenced. I don't think it will be silenced, it's pretty early in the game. I think it's a pretty solid card. Is it good enough to be in every rogue deck? I don't know, but I think most tempo rogues would want to play this. Everyone played Faldore Strider, this comes out a bit earlier. I think it's a good card. 4 to 5 across the board. I expect to see a lot of this. And like I said before, there's some synergies with Malevolent Strike and that kind of thing. Last but not least, we have Prize Plunderer. This is a 1-mana 2/1 with combo deal 1 damage to a minion for each other card you played this turn. So again, that's each other card. So if you play coin into this, it deals 1 damage. If you play coin and another card in this, it deals 2. 1-mana 2/1 that deals 2 is pretty good, but having to do 3 cards, basically including this one, to get that, it doesn't seem that great. I don't think you want to play this on 1. I don't think a 1-mana 2/1 that does 1 only to minions is that much better than Elven Archer, which has 1 less attack. For that reason, I think I'm going to give this a 1 across the board. I don't think it's that good. I might be totally wrong. Maybe the synergies and the tempo gained is really good, but I'm going to say it's bad. That's it for the rogue cards. A lot of strong stuff. I do expect to see some burn rogues and aggressive rogues and Galakrond rogues in the next meta, and they're going to pick up a lot of tools that are very powerful. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and check out my other reviews. I plan on doing a lot more Hearthstone content in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.